Date, the 28th of March, 2026. # energy denial phase. Current conflicts in Eastern Europe and the Middle East are no longer regional wars. They represent a coordinated evolution in modern warfare doctrine. The systematic destruction of energy availability as a method of strategic control. Territory is no longer the decisive objective. Fuel is #, Section I, Ukrainian theater. # deep strike escalation. At approximately 0200 local time, Ukrainian forces initiated a large-scale drone saturation operation inside Russian territory. Estimated launch volume, approximately 250 strike drones. Primary impacts near Yaroslavl degraded. Infrastructure disruption in Samara energy networks. Logistics nodes in the Luga petroleum corridor damaged. Satellite thermal signatures indicate prolonged burn events consistent with fuel storage ignition. Assessment. Ukraine is executing a delayed effects campaign. Immediate battlefield gains are irrelevant. The objective is cumulative logistical exhaustion. Russian armored maneuver capability becomes fuel limited before manpower limited. #, Russian countermeasure, economic self-isolation. Moscow enacted a 6-month gasoline export prohibition, effective April 1st. Internal analysis suggests refinery vulnerability exceeded acceptable thresholds. Strategic reserves are being redirected toward military consumption. Civilian economic stability is now secondary to operational endurance. Translation. Russia is preparing for a longer war than publicly acknowledged. #, Ukrainian vulnerability window. Kyiv secured external fuel guarantees through Saudi channels. Projected route, maritime import, Odessa, rail dispersal, frontline distribution. Within hours, Russian drone swarms targeted Odessa and Kryvyi Rog logistics infrastructure. Pattern recognition indicates preemptive targeting based on intelligence penetration of supply planning timelines. Conclusion. Fuel shipments are now priority targets equivalent to ammunition depots. #, ground reality, unpublicized trend. Russian forces increasingly bypass fortified zones instead of assaulting them. Observed shifts. Western Yaroslavl approaches stabilized through maneuver. Gradual compression toward Vermivka axis. Persistent bombardment, isolating Chasivic Yar logistics. Liman transitioning into attritional urban collapse phase. Road control supersedes territorial symbolism. Maps shown publicly no longer reflect operational priorities. #, Section 2, Middle East theater, #, economic warfare activation. Oil markets closed near $100/barrel. Price movement correlates directly with military escalation indicators rather than supply fundamentals. Financial systems are reacting to perceived shipping insecurity. #, Strait of Hormuz, strategic lever. Iranian interference within the strait introduces controlled global pressure. Approximately 1/5 of global oil transit remains exposed to disruption. No full closure required. Uncertainty alone achieves strategic effect. #, industrial suppression campaign. Joint U.S.-Israeli strikes focused on industrial ecosystems near Isfahan and Ahvaz. Target categories: heavy industry, energy processing, dual-use manufacturing capacity. Objective is long-duration degradation, not immediate destruction. War production timelines extended months, not days. #, Iranian retaliatory doctrine shift. Iran expanded response beyond battlefield symmetry. Actions include evacuation signaling near multinational industrial zones, strike impact at Prince Sultan Air Base damaging aerial refueling capability, attack activity proximate to Bushehr nuclear infrastructure. Intent appears psychological and economic simultaneously. Regional escalation thresholds deliberately tested without crossing nuclear red. #, Section 3, strategic convergence. Independent conflicts now display identical operational logic. 1. Strike fuel production. 2. Disrupt transport corridors. 3. Increase global economic pressure. 4. Force negotiation through exhaustion. Energy systems have replaced frontline formations as primary targets. Armies without fuel become static targets. Static targets lose wars slowly but inevitably. #, Section IV, forward projection. Classified estimate. Next 30 to 60 days. Ukraine. Reciprocal refinery attacks intensify. Liman sector, likely decisive logistical turning point. Middle East, sustained oil volatility near Hormuz. Industrial targeting expands geographically. Final analytic note. The defining feature of 21st century warfare is emerging. Victory will not belong to the side that advances fastest. It will belong to the side that can still move when fuel disappears. Energy is no longer support infrastructure. Energy is the weapon.